So this is a reinforced concrete mock-up of Hitler's Atlantic Wall, and the Allies, as I said, the plans were smuggled out of France, and the Allies built several of these up and down the United Kingdom to train on in the lead up to the big day itself, which is 80 years this year. And this is one of them, the remains of one of them. Now this big gaping hole here, and there'll be a few others I would imagine, is the result of ordnance being placed upon it. So that would be the seaward end. So the Allies would have been coming from that way, the Germans would have been dug in here, I would imagine. So that's with the impact, you can see the walls kind of coming in this way a wee bit, so the ordnance bang right in, and you see the steel fixing eroding as well over time. Now this place was fenced up with barbed wire because it's top secret at the time, and all that barbed wire we'll see a wee bit later on. But this is just the remnants of the Sheriffmuir Atlantic wall here, and there's a bunker as well further up along that way. We'll have a wee look see there as well. So in 1940, after the BEF was forced to Dunkirk and over, Hitler wanted to embolden his grip, tighten his grip on Europe that he'd conquered. Well, not him, but his troops. And so the POWs and slave labour were used to build the Atlantic Wall, and as I said, stretching from Scandinavia all the way down to the border of France and Spain. So to stop the Allies trying to take France back, because he knew at some point that they would be back. Look at that. He knew at some point that we would be back. Now we tried in Operation Jubilee. It was mostly Canadians, and unfortunately it was a wipeout. Lest we forget the Canadians, who also played a big part of D-Day when they landed at Juno Beach. That's ordnance as well, ordnance damage. Wow. It really meant business. And as we'll see in a wee minute or two, there's potholes in the concrete, ballistics damage. It's just amazing to see this. I've got to thank Canmore. Great site. Gives you all the historic World War II sites that I can research and let these guys see it. So if you ever want to come to one of these places, like, go on to Canmore, and it gives you coordinates and everything. Brilliant site. There you go, look. look at that. What was that banged into that? Wow. Again, look at this view. Absolutely stunning. Stunning, as I said. Now, on arriving here, I met a lovely couple from Aberdeen, and the gent himself hailed from the Netherlands, and he was telling me about the Battle of Maas. The Maas is a river in Netherlands, so that was a nice wee story he gave me. He portrayed quite a picture actually, it was wonderful. It was about the Gordon Highlanders, who were part of the 51st Highland Division. So, not only were the 51st in North Africa, in Normandy, they were everywhere. Us Scots people, we get everywhere. You want a job done, you're the people. Scots will get it done for you. 51st Highland Division, now the Royal Regiment of Scotland. Scotland the brave. And look at that sight right now. And then you've got the mock up the Atlantic wall. You wouldn't think you were in Scotland. Now up here, you'll see a Tobruk. Don't know if I can get up to the wall, but I'll try and put the camera up a bit. And you see Tobruks near Omaha Beach and stuff like that, along the lines they used for mortar holes or MG machine guns, MG34s and MG42s. There we can see that there. I think that was Tobruk up there. This is amazing. So this was a top secret site, and there were Scottish regiments dotted about here, but for some reason they didn't use this area to train. So the end of the Nazis started here. Top secret research and training ground, and it was used in preparation for D-Day, one of the most important events that turned the war in the Allies' favour. It was designed to repel tanks. But obviously it didn't take into account battleship shells, which are sometimes the size of Volkswagens. Volkswagen being German, of course, but didn't take into account the shells coming in for there and destroyed parts of the Atlantic Wall, as you'll see at Sheriffmuir, just above Gold Beach. In order to determine how to breach the walls, in 1943 the British formed the Anti-Concrete Committee. The plans for the Atlantic Wall were smuggled out or occupied France and a biscuit tin, as I was saying, in order to work out how to breach the defences. They built and constructed replicas throughout the United Kingdom, and as I was saying, this is one of the most preserved spots along that line. Now, there's a bunker up here. Let's go and take a wee recce.